In geopolitics, there is a distinct difference between official state policy and strategic reality. Officially, the naval exercise Joint Sea 2025 is presented as a routine component of the annual cooperation plan between Russia and China. But the more substantive story is found, not in press releases, but in the hardware being deployed, the strategic location, and the geopolitical timing. An analysis of what Russia and China are doing, and where, reveals a picture that is far more complex. This is not business as usual. It is a strategic signal. While Russia and China frame their Joint Sea 2025 naval drill as a benign exercise, the evidence suggests a different objective. The deployment of their most advanced warships to practice anti-submarine warfare on the doorstep of key U.S. allies is not routine. This appears to be a rehearsal. The real question is what Russia and China are planning, and why it represents a direct challenge to the strategic posture of the West. So, what is the official position? According to China's Defense Ministry, Joint Sea 2025 is an arrangement within their annual plan. Ministry spokesperson Zhang Xiaogang has stated the exercise is not targeted at any third party, nor is it related to the current international and regional situation. On the surface, this aligns with past precedent. These joint sea drills, sometimes termed maritime cooperation, have occurred in various forms since 2012. They are framed as a mechanism to deepen the comprehensive strategic partnership, enhance joint response capabilities to maritime threats, and maintain regional stability. The stated objectives typically revolve around standard naval tasks, like search and rescue anti-piracy operations, and ensuring safe navigation. In short, the official narrative is one of benign cooperation between two powers, practicing standard procedures. It's a clean, diplomatic explanation, but it is an explanation that warrants further scrutiny when compared against the operational details. This is where we move from official statements to the evidence on the ground. The first data point is geography. The exercise is taking place in the sea and airspace near Vladivostok, Russia's primary Pacific port. Vladivostok's position on the Sea of Japan places these war games directly in the strategic backyard of Japan, a major U.S. ally. The choice of location is significant. Japan has already registered concern over the increasing scale of these joint military activities. For Tokyo, a deepening military alignment between two powerful neighbors is a direct security challenge. Conducting drills in the vast Pacific is one thing. Staging them in a sensitive and contested body of water like the Sea of Japan is another. The Sea of Japan is a critical strategic choke point, and by holding the exercise here, Moscow and Beijing send an unambiguous signal to both Tokyo and Washington. It's not just the location, but also the assets involved. The composition of forces includes some of the most capable platforms in both navies. China has confirmed the participation of guided missile destroyers, like the Shaoxing, while Russia is contributing large anti-submarine warfare ships. It has also been confirmed that diesel-electric submarines and advanced naval aircraft will take part. This is not the force structure typically assembled for anti-piracy patrols. It is a fleet designed for high-end symmetrical warfare. The training syllabus includes anti-submarine warfare, air defense, and joint gunnery exercises core competencies for a conflict against a peer competitor. Practicing the destruction of enemy submarines and defending against air attacks is not about regional peacekeeping. It's about denying a fleet, such as the U.S. Navy, access to a critical region. This is the foundation of an anti-access area denial, or a 2AD strategy. Perhaps the most telling detail is the plan for after the main exercise. Upon completion, a portion of the naval force will commence the 6th Joint Maritime Patrol in the Pacific. These patrols, initiated in 2021, have become a regular component of their military cooperation, often involving routes that circumnavigate parts of Japan. This action transitions a temporary exercise into a sustained operational deployment, demonstrating growing interoperability and the intent to project coordinated naval power. If this is more than a routine drill, what is the real objective? When the data points are connected to the location, the high-end military hardware, and the complex warfighting scenarios, the strategic purpose becomes clearer. Joint Sea is a calculated move to challenge the military posture of the United States and its allies. First, this is a direct response to Western military exercises. The timing is notable. Joint Sea 2025 coincides with the U.S. Air Force's Resolute Force Pacific 2025, a large-scale exercise with over 400 aircraft and 12,000 personnel from the U.S., Japan, and Australia. China's Defense Ministry has criticized these U.S.-led drills as undermining regional stability. In this context, Joint Sea 2025 functions as a geopolitical countermove. Beijing and Moscow are demonstrating that they, too, can aggregate military power and establish their own center of gravity in the Pacific. Second, the exercise is a powerful symbol of the deepening Sino-Russian partnership. For Russia, facing Western sanctions over the war in Ukraine, these drills demonstrate that it is not isolated and retains a powerful military partner. For China, it is an opportunity to test its modernizing navy, alongside a partner with extensive operational experience, and to gain insights into Russian military doctrine. While this is not a formal alliance, it functions as a quasi-alliance built on the shared interest of counterbalancing the United States. The broader picture is of a new bipolarity emerging at sea. On one side is the U.S. and its network of alliances like the Quad. On the other is this expanding Sino-Russian. These exercises are designed to complicate U.S. military planning, creating a two-front challenge that forces the Pentagon to stretch resources and reevaluate strategic assumptions regarding a potential conflict in the Indo-Pacific. The future implications are profound. The regularization of these joint drills and patrols suggests an ambition to make a combined naval presence a permanent feature in the Pacific. This normalization of their joint military activity alters the security calculus for every nation in the region, forcing them to increase defense spending and strengthen alliances, which in turn could fuel a regional arms race. So, while official statements from Moscow and Beijing speak of routine cooperation, the evidence points to a more ambitious agenda. Joint Sea 2025 is more than a standard exercise. It is a rehearsal for conflict scenarios, a strategic signal to Washington and its allies, and a tangible demonstration of a military partnership aimed at challenging the U.S.-led international order. The warships gathering in the Sea of Japan are more than just steel vessels. They represent a shift in the global balance of power, one that will likely define the security landscape of the Indo-Pacific for the foreseeable future. The message they carry is that the era of uncontested American naval primacy is giving way to a new, more contested strategic environment.